marvellous, isn't it?
And what?
You know.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. It's marvellous.
For goodness sake, what is marvellous? Pavarotti singing Don Giovanni, chocolate mousse?
There's no need to be ratty. I only came in to congratulate you.
What for?
Well, if you really don't know, I certainly shan't be the one to blab.
You've always been the one to blab.
That's not very nice when it was me.
Bill McGregor. Oh, hello, Richard. What now? No, you're not interrupting anything. Important, that is. Right. I've got to go and see Richard.
Yes, I know. Isn't it exciting?
Not particularly, just an ordinary meeting with the editor.
That's what you think.
That's what I know.
I think you're going to get a surprise.
Now, where is my list of Easter features?
Oh, you won't need those.
Look, will you go away? Look, I'll help you.
It's not me who's going away. Marvellous.
America?
The good old US of A.
Oh, it's a long way.
No, it isn't, Bill. Just across the pond. You're the man I want to launch Vista magazine in the US.
Why?
Because there's a gap in the market for a style magazine.
No. I mean, why me? I thought David Bryce was going.
Well, you were wrong. Be worth your while financially.
Oh, I'm stunned, Richard. I mean, really stunned.
Is that all?
I was stunned and grateful, of course. Yes, I think I'm very grateful to be asked.
Anything else?
And surprised. Well, no, actually, I'm not as surprised as I thought I should be.
What do you mean?
Did Liza know about this?
Liza?
Eliza Ferrari, our design consultant, my ex-wife, your paramour.
I certainly wouldn't tell anyone before I discussed it with you, Bill.
Well, she did know, somehow.
Did she?
She's got a nose like a ferret, that one.
I rather like her nose.
Oh, do you?
The way it tilts up at the end.
That's because she presses it against dress shop windows.
Look, Bill, I know you and Liza parted on slightly awkward terms.
The Trojan War ended more peacefully.
But our relationship is more than physical.
Oh, for your sake, it's not financial.
Liza has very good business instincts.
No, she doesn't. She has very good Liza instincts. Self-preservation.
I think you're being unjust. She's very fond of you.
She must think I've come into money, then.
I don't know what went wrong.
Well, I have to say, I think the defence was all over the place.
Of course, we have lost Chris this week.
Oh, that shouldn't have made that much difference. No, they should have played 4-4-2. Hello, Hannah. Read this analysis of Liverpool's defence strategy in this. I think you'll find it very interesting.
Mum, why can't you talk about scuffed shoes or homework like a normal mother?
What?
Well, I find it peculiar, that's all, that the first question my mother asks my friends is which football team do they support?
Well, would you rather I said, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Hannah, you're interrupting a crucial mid-season discussion.
See what I mean? Mothers aren't supposed to be experts on football.
Oh, I wouldn't say I'm an expert, Hannah.
No, she's not.
Oh, thanks, Joe.
Mothers are supposed to be flower arrangers or cake makers, not football supporters.
I don't approve of everything you do in your leisure time.
For instance,
OK, you spend a lot of time mooning about.
mooning about.
And the rest of the time on the phone.
Look, they're off. I think I'll take the dog for a walk to get some peace and quiet.
What do you mean mooning about?
Well, you've gone all soppy over that boy in the cafe, haven't you?
Mum, I'm much too mature to go all soppy over anyone.
Oh, are you? Well, I'm not.
I've noticed. When's Bill home?
Has he noticed you yet?
No, he looks straight through me. And I've bought enough coffee to support the Brazilian economy.
Well, what do you do about it then, is there?
Oh, yes, there is. I've put Plan B into operation.
Oh, what's that?
I've got a job there. Start tonight. He'll have to notice me now, won't he?
You're going to work at the cafe?
Yep. It's rotten money, but at least I'll be near him.
Do you think that's a good idea, Hannah? Love addles the brain, you know.
That's true. Look at you.
If you spend a lot of time trying to catch his eye, you're going to mix up the orders and get the change all wrong.
It'll be worth it.
What, even if you get the sack?
Ah, well, then I'll break down in tears, but not so much that my mascara runs, and get his sympathy.
Ooh, pretty devious. Can't think where you get that from.
Evening all.
Hello, Bill. Hannah has just been telling me about her campaign to ensnare this poor lad.
Oh, he's the one you've got the hots for, is he?
Got the hots? I don't know where you get these coarse expressions.
From reading your magazines.
Well, I just fancy him, that's all. And shortly, if all goes well, he will fancy me.
I don't know. There's men, all innocent and straightforward, being lured unsuspectingly into the lair of the female of the species.
Oh, well, it looks as if you've walked into my lair with your eyes open, bearing gifts.
Ooh, a small tincture.
Thank
I've
you.
got to get changed. I'll start work soon.
What time do you start?
7:30.
You've got 2 hours, Hannah.
Yeah, I admit it's tight, but I might just be ready in time to break his heart.
Going to work in the cafe?
Oh, earning some money at last.
Partly, almost incidentally, to the main reason he works there.
Poor bloke, he doesn't stand a chance.
You're right. Ooh, Californian wine. That's an interesting choice.
Yes.
Unusual.
There is a reason for it. I have been offered a new job.
Oh. Is this, a hint?
Yes.
Oh, you're going to be a barman.
I have been asked to launch Vista magazine in America.
In America?
Yes.
Do you mean you've got to actually go there?
Well, it would be a little difficult to launch it any other way.
Yes. That's marvellous, Bill. Congratulations.
Ah, thank you.
Are you going to take the
I'd
job?
be crazy to turn it down.
Yes, of course you would.
But they're offering a lot of money.
Would you be gone long?
We?
We?
Well, we'd all go.
No, we couldn't all go.
Well, of course we could, except Hannah. She'll be at university.
Bill, I couldn't leave her.
Look, don't be silly, Faith. She is leaving you.
What about Deefa? I couldn't leave Deefa.
Well, your mum or Hillary can take care of the dog. He's perfectly sensible most of the time.
Oh, I'd miss him. And would it be after the end of the football season?
Do you know, this may sound daft, but of all the questions I thought you might ask, that was not one of them.
I just want to know how Tottenham gets on, that's all.
Who's discussing Spurs?
Your mother, who else?
Bill's been offered a job in America. We can all go.
Oh, no.
What's the matter now?
Well, I can't go and live in America. They don't play football.
Of course they do.
No, they don't. They play soccer. It's not the same thing.
It won't be for long, Joe.
Well, I'll tell you what. You go. I'll live with Steve. His mum still fries bacon and buys white bread.
Bill, I want to ask you a favour.
No, I won't take her back.
It's the office party next week.
I know.
Marjorie will be there. We'll be a couple.
Richard, if you think I'm likely to tell Marjorie about you and Liza, I'm hurt.
No, of course I don't, but Liza will be there as well.
Oh, God.
Exactly. Could you look after her for me?
Marjorie?
Liza.
Why?
Well, Liza can be rather forthright.
You think she might drop you in it?
Well, I don't know, Bill. You know better than I do.
I think she might drop you in it.
I was afraid of that.
But look, I'm going with Faith.
But it might be best if Faith didn't come and complicate things.
Well, that's a bit unfair.
Just this once, Bill. After all, Faith is a freelance artist. She's not on the staff.
Yes, but she's one of our major contributors.
I know, and I'd like her to come normally.
Except this year.
Well, it might be best if you're occupied with Liza.
Well, I'm sorry, I think Faith should be there.
Fine, as long as you can handle them both. Please.
Well, I suppose it's time Faith and Liza met.
You mean they've never met?
Not yet. It'll be easier if it's a social occasion. They'll probably get along like a house on fire.
It's not going well, Mum. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Well, perhaps you're trying too hard.
I'm just trying to work out what sort of girl he goes for. I've tried the student look, the vamp.
Perhaps you're confusing him.
I even got mistaken for Kylie Minogue yesterday.
Is that good or bad? Sorry.
I mean, he didn't speak to me even when I had to pass him 2 Mighty Pacific tuna fish salad triple-deckers.
I think that would have left me speechless, too.
The only thing he said to me all day was, table 4 want 2 Cokes.
Ah, but could you sense any emotion in his voice?
Yeah, anger. He said they'd been waiting 10 minutes already.
Well, perhaps he doesn't mix business with pleasure.
He's got a really nice surname, too. He signs my timesheet.
You haven't started practicing writing his name, have you? Now, that is serious.
Do you think I should ask him out?
Hannah, I think you should start making these decisions for yourself.
I was only asking your advice.
No, yes, I know. It's just that, well, I might not always be here to ask, you see. I might be a long way away.
Mum, it's me that's going to college. I'll be a long way away, not you.
I know. What I mean is it might not be just you see.
And there's always the phone.
Yeah, well, that would be expensive, and you'd have to think of the time difference.
From Liverpool?
Discussing the second best football team in the country?
No, we're discussing me going to university.
Oh, I can't wait. Can I have your stereo?
No, you can't. Taking it with me.
Typical. You look as if you've been in a fight.
Shut up.
Listen, Hannah is having trouble catching someone's eye.
Looks as if he's caught hers.
Oh, yeah?
Hang on a minute. Maybe Joe could give us the male point of view.
He's not a male. He's an earwig.
What was it you wanted to know?
Well, Hannah's got a crush on someone she's working with, and she wants to know whether she should ask him out. Now, what would you think if a girl asked you out?
We're talking about a girl or about Hannah?
You see, it's useless expecting him to be normal.
Anyway, who said a girl hasn't asked me out?
Has someone asked you out?
Well, no one I fancied. Only that girl eats charcoal biscuits and keeps bringing me stupid presents.
Huh, she sounds more like a Labrador.
I'm saving myself for the daughter of the chairman of Tottenham Hotspur.
He doesn't want a girlfriend, he wants a season ticket.
Of course. Much more interesting.
Yeah, all right, listen, just a minute. What makes a girl appeal to a boy?
The only girl I ever really liked was Emma.
Oh, yes. Whatever happened to her?
She moved.
Ah, well, what was the thing you really liked about her then, Joe?
Well, she could spit further than me.
Gives you something to work on, Hannah. I'm glad we came out for a drink. Had to get away from all that burning passion.
Cheers.
No, I mean Hannah. She's still moping after that boy in the cab.
Oh, good grief.
She's been through her wardrobe and mine.
And mine. Where's my dress shirt?
Oh, yes, that was her look for last Wednesday. I've washed the ketchup out of it, don't worry. She is trying to get him to notice her.
She must be pretty hard to miss in a dress shirt covered in tomato sauce.
It's awful, you know.
I bet it is.
Seeing her so down and not being able to help.
Well, what can you do? Except go into the cafe and say, cup of tea, please, and by the way, that's my daughter over there. Would you mind taking her out?
Well, that's putting it a bit bluntly, but...
You wouldn't. You didn't.
No, I didn't. Oh, but Bill, it is awful. Why doesn't he like her? She's pretty, she's bright.
She's your daughter. How could anyone not like her?
Well, yes. I mean, isn't there anything we can do to help?
Please, don't drag me into this. I have enough trouble at work with love and heartache.
Would you like to rephrase that last sentence?
Well, you'll never guess what's happened.
Richard's changed his mind about you going to America?
No.
Oh,
He's fallen in love with Liza.
I don't believe it.
It's true.
Unrequited.
No, very requited.
How?
What do you mean, how?
Oh, but he was married and everything.
He is.
Still?
But Marjorie doesn't know.
So how do you know?
He told me. You see, it's the office party next week.
I know. I got an invite.
Are you going?
Yes, of course I'm going with you, aren't I?
Well, part of me.
What?
Well, you see, Richard wants me to keep Liza occupied in case Marjorie suspects something.
And you've agreed.
Faith, I am not an accessory to murder. I'm just a peacemaker.
All right. Stop shouting at me then.
Look, I'm not very happy about this either.
How long have you known about this?
A week or so?
And you never mentioned it?
Well, look, it's a 5-minute wonder. It won't last long.
Until Richard finds out what a ratbag Liza is.
I'm doing this for Marjorie's sake. I'm going to try and talk some sense into Liza.
Oh, what a tangled web we weave.
Exactly. So if you don't want to come to the party with all this going on, I quite understand.
You kidding?
Is this for the work? Oh, good. Another drink?
You don't have to be nice to me, Bill.
Oh, yes, I do.
I know Richard put you up to this.
Getting you drinks?
Babysitting. Or should I say mistress sitting?
Well, believe me, it wasn't my idea to be your minder.
I'm rather peeved. I would have preferred a young lifeguard with rippling muscles.
Oh, thank you.
This is the most attention you've paid me since I told you my father owned a vineyard.
You lied even when we were courting.
Well, he did have a grapevine growing over the shed.
Pushing it even by your standards.
Talking of our life together,
Must we?
would you like the bed?
The bed?
Our old nuptial bed. Now that I'm moving into the flat, I'm buying a new one.
Why?
Well, I want to leave memories behind me as I enter a new era. And it's such a big bed.
Custom built?
I know. That's why it seems such a shame to throw it out. I thought you might like it.
Why don't you ask Richard if he and Marjorie would like to buy it?
Do you think I should?
No wonder he thinks you need a minder.
I don't know why Richard doesn't trust me to be discreet?
Because you're about as discreet as the 1812 overture.
I'm hardly likely to barge up and say, "Good evening, Marjorie. I'm having a fling with your old man."
No, you'd be more, well, I was going to use the word subtle, but that was not a word that I would apply to you.
It's a good job I'm not oversensitive, or my mascara would be ruined.
Instead of Richard's marriage.
Good heavens, I don't want to embarrass Richard. We have such a
One-sided relationship?
rapport. He absolutely jumped at my idea of you for the American job. Ah,
What are you talking about?
it seemed such a good idea. I knew you'd absolutely hate it if Richard and I had an office romance.
I couldn't have cared less.
I told him you'd be brave, but it solved so many problems.
If I was transported to the States?
Oh, Bill. You're a talented man. You're right for the job. My only worry was the strain it would put on your relationship with Faith and the little family.
Now I see what was behind it all.
I can't think what you mean.
Can't you? My whole life and career being sabotaged by the editor's floozy.
I am not a floozy. I am merely responding to some of Richard's needs.
Yes, well, respond to this one. Here comes the woman who supplies all his other needs. And keep your mouth shut.
Yes, well, let go of my arms. Hello!
Hello, Richard. Hello, Marjorie.
Hello, Bill.
Oh, my, you're looking wonderful.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is Ms. Farrar.
Liza. Hello, Marjorie.
I'm just terrible with names.
How can you have forgotten when we only had lunch yesterday?
Along with the rest of us.
We shared a salad. Richard's looking so much better since I started working here.
That's probably because we go out jogging sometimes at lunchtime.
Do you? You didn't mention it.
Oh, I'm sorry. He probably wanted to keep it as a surprise.
And what do you do, Liza?
Perhaps you'd better ask Richard.
Liza is a design consultant, Marjorie.
That hardly describes all the things I have to turn my hand to. Richard and I are frequently locked in...
Conference.
I was going to say conference, for heaven's sake.
Oh, good.
Margie, let me introduce you to the rest of the art department. If you scan.
Liza, I've told Margie that I've got to nip off and buy a few drinks for the Pinters at the pub round the corner. Shall I see you at your place in half an hour?
Splendid. Bill's a bit clinging, but I'll shake him off. I think he's rather enjoying looking after me.
Hi, Mum. Oh, you look nice.
Oh, thanks. I'm off to meet Bill at the office party. You're home a bit early, aren't you? Did you frighten all the customers away?
No.
Oh, you haven't got the sack, have you?
No. He came in with another girl.
Oh, hell. Why couldn't he do it tomorrow?
Mum?
I'm sorry, Hannah. I do care, really. I am interested. It's just I'm in a bit of a hurry.
He wasn't working today, so I wasn't expecting to see him. And then he just came in.
With her?
With her.
What's she like?
Oh, really horrible. Tall, blonde, perfect figure, you know the type.
Oh, yes, really horrible.
And I was supposed to serve them.
Well, the perfect opportunity to put washing up liquid in her cappuccino.
Don't think it didn't cross my mind.
But you didn't?
I was calm and professional.
Oh, well done.
And they were all gooey and revolting together.
Oh, how very inconsiderate.
Anyway, I got their drinks and I went into the kitchen and slammed all the doors.
Good for you.
And then I had a whole peach sundae.
Well, why not?
And then I cried all over Guido.
Who's Guido?
The chef.
Hell.
What?
I've missed the train. Never mind, I'll catch the next one. So, what happened after you'd cried all over Guido?
Well, he said he had to get back to his hamburgers and suggested that as a waitress I was about as useful as a car clamp on a gondola.
So you came home?
Well, what could I do? I couldn't stay there when he was there. With her.
No, of course you couldn't. Oh, come on. Let's have a cup of coffee.
I hate coffee! It reminds me of him.
Any painful memories attached to tea bags?
Oh, just excuse me for a minute. You're a bit late, aren't you?
I'm sorry, we had a bit of a crisis at home.
Oh, who was it?
Hannah's heartthrob came into the cafe with another girl.
Oh, is that all?
Is that all? It's not how she saw it. Took a pot of tea, a box of tissues, and a promise of a new pair of jeans before I felt I could leave her. Oh. You're not Liza, are you?
Oh, Oh, you just missed her. I'm Marjorie, Richard's wife.
Oh, yes, of course.
This is Faith Gratian. I'll get you a drink.
How'd you do? Bill and I are going to be married shortly.
Bill and you? Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. Why?
Well, it's just that I thought...
What?
Oh, nothing. You get the wrong impression at parties, don't you?
Do you?
Well, people get so relaxed and familiar.
Bill doesn't.
I'm sure it means nothing. It's easy to misinterpret body language.
Oh, in what way?
Well, it's just that they seem so together. But now I think about it, Liza's much too,
Unpleasant?
exotic. You know the sort. Men seem to find them irresistible. The rest of us dab perfume behind the knees, squeeze into one of those crippling basques, anything to keep them interested. And then someone like Liza snares them so effortlessly.
Bill's not ensnared.
No, well, you know him better than I do.
Where's Richard?
Oh, he's gone to meet the printers. Work, work, work.
Oh, he hasn't fallen under Liza's exotic spell, then.
Richard? He couldn't even remember her name. No, I think Richard keeps his urges very firmly in check. Do excuse me, Faith. I must say hello to Richard's secretary before she leaves.
Of course.
Here, our Faith. Come on. Let me introduce you to a few people.
Why did Marjorie get the wrong impression?
Did she?
Well, perhaps she didn't get the wrong impression.
What are you talking about?
She said that you and Liza were very familiar.
Well, of course we're familiar. I was married to her.
It's not the sort of familiar she meant.
Well, how do you know?
She thought you were a couple,
Well, that was the idea. I was asked to keep an eye on Liza.
but not a hand.
Well, I was restraining her.
Ah, Marjorie saw it differently.
Well, that's not my fault. At least it stops Marjorie from getting hurt.
Oh, she said that Liza was that sort of woman.
What sort of woman?
The sort of woman that men find irresistible.
Well, she's wrong, isn't she?
Is she? She said you looked very together.
We were just having a little talk. Oh, she asked me if I'd like the bed back.
What?
The bed we had specially made when we were married.
Oh, how sweet. Another of her cast-offs.
It's worth thinking about. We need a new bed and this will be free.
Bill, do you think I'd want the bed that you shared with your ex-wife?
Well, you didn't ask me if I wanted the bed you shared with your ex-husband.
It's got a new mattress.
So I'll get a new mattress.
Bill, you're so naive. Can't you see what she's doing?
She's just offering me a bed.
Exactly, for the night.
Oh, don't be ridiculous, Faith. I am totally indifferent to Liza, as you well know. Now, that is the truth. We just had a conversation about the bed, and then she left.
Is that the whole truth?
No. The whole truth is she put her hand on my knee as I leant across for the canopies, and she told me she missed me. Oh, God, I wish I hadn't said that. It was a joke. It just slipped out.
Things often do after a couple of bottles of claret.
Faith, look, I've decided not to go to America. I made up my mind tonight.
Oh, really? I don't know who changed your mind. It certainly wasn't me. I've only just arrived.
And the best news of all, we can get married at last. I am divorced from Liza. The decree absolute came through today.
Well, you can stick it under your mattress.